A big thrill I had when we played against the Rams, and I scored the first touchdown to make the Miami Dolphins a lead 6-0. That's one of my biggest thrills.
I knew youth football was fun when our first game when we won it, and it just felt like good to win.
I knew youth football was fun when my very first season here, I was on this team, and we iced the coach with the water bucket. It just got fun then.
No, no, no! Not this.
First time I knew football was fun for me, for youth football, coaching-wise, was my first season out here. I knew it was for me, it was the first day I walked down the field. I just clicked with the kids, had a great time with them.
Championship game. Championship game, I'll take a bath, okay? We win it. All right, listen. We got to come back Monday night, practice.
I was a little apprehensive when my son wanted to play because I felt like he would get hurt, and I didn't want him to play at first.
If you as a parent are interested in your kids playing in a youth sport, these are the things you need to do. The first one is go out and look at the league's program. Watch and see what's going on and get a feel for what happens. Talk to the league officials or coaches to find out what kind of safety concerns you have related to your child's participation in a sport.
Coach Kyle made me feel really comfortable. He watched the kids. He's a paramedic, and just to see the excitement in Brendan's face, and the kids all got along, and they were not trying to be mean to one another, and I knew that they were going to be okay. And at the end of the season, it was great. It had been a wonderful experience.
Safety is number one. And some of the things that we do in our program to encourage safety, one of them is the investment that we make each year in equipment and trying to make sure that the equipment that's given to kids is in good shape at all times.
Is our equipment handout day. It's a really exciting day for me because it's finally I've gotten the 22 kids that are mine, and they're finally a Dolphin, and now I know what I have to work with. For me, it's exciting because I finally have the 22 kids. I waited all year. Now I know who I have, and now it's time to work with them.
10 sit-ups. Everybody ready? Yes, sir. Everybody ready? Yes, sir. Begin. 1, up, 2.
The first few days of practice, we try to instill a lot of discipline, a lot of organization. We try to get them to get into a routine of, like, when we first get there, we stretch out, we do exercises, we do them as a team. And we try to get that team philosophy flowing, that we work together.
You have to exercise in order to play the game because you might pull a muscle or something, but you didn't want that.
This is our center. Everybody should look. You guys ought to listen up too. Center.
Then we work on basically a lot of basic football. We have to even go back, have to teach these kids like they've never played before.
Listen up. Left tackle, left in. All right, pretty simple. Listen up. We're going to try to teach you the right way to do it.
Don't stick your head right in his chest. You can get hurt that way.
Put your head to one side.
Even though my most advanced kid probably knows it, I still have to treat him as a child that doesn't know anything, because I probably have a couple of, this year I had 3 or 4 that never played before. So I have to start all over from the beginning, how to tackle, how to block.
The first night of practice, I learned safety and what your position might be and stuff like that. You're not sure what your position are, but how to play the position that you want to play.
A few things the coach said the first night. He said that he felt really good about our team, and that kind of boosted me up because I was like, okay, am I a good player? Does he like me? Stuff like that. And it made me feel good about what he said, and that stuck with me the whole season. And another thing he said was that each player has a position and that you're not the only person on the team, and the team relies on your position, and that made me feel like I was important.
We try to break them up into smaller groups and have coaches work with them in smaller groups. That way the kids are always busy. They're not just standing around watching somebody else do the event. They're actually involved in what's going on.
I didn't really find anything boring about the practice because I knew later on it was going to help us and everything. And I liked every bit of it. I liked doing all the drills and everything because it's fun. I felt good, like that I've really learned something in football my first day, And when I woke up the next morning, I was really sore.
All right, let's go. Winston. Winston. Travis. Right here.
When I got my uniform, it's like finishing school. When you finish school, you be happy, right? That's what it was like.
Cornell, Cornell. Whoa.
When I got my uniform, it made me feel like I'm a part of something. It made me feel like I had a job to do. I had to do it.
The biggest game in the season for me was the first game because I've never played football before, and I was like really nervous and I didn't know how I was gonna do or like if I'd get like smashed to the ground or whatever because I've never played it before. But it ended up being pretty good and I didn't get smashed to the ground.
Well, the first game played very well. We ended up winning the game. We jumped on top of them real fast. We used our speed. Rashad broke a couple big runs, got us up early. I was pleased with our effort on the field and our hustle. The disappointment of that game was we were sloppy, and coaches always hate to be sloppy. We dropped a lot of balls. We made a lot of missed handoffs. We didn't tackle very well, which is always a problem.
On the field, I was surprised at how unaware I was because one time I was running down the field, all of a sudden I look forward and I just feel a big clash and I'm on my back and I don't know what happened, and I look back and I see this kid running away. I'm like, oh man, I just got trucked.
We try to find something that each child does very well. They might not always be the best at what they do, but they do it well, so we can put them in that position to keep them in a positive situation.
The game that I thought we all started to start working together and everything was on the second game. It was because we won the first game and the second game, and we know that we're capable to going to the Super Bowl and everything.
Good job on defense, good job.
The first time I realized this team was actually performing as a team that could possibly make it to the playoffs was probably our first Ram game during the season. I think it was game 3 or 4. We were shorthanded. I had 3 or 4 kids playing new positions. I had to move people around, but the kids responded well because now we try to teach the kids a lot of positions because when they go to high school, I don't know where they're going to play. They're all going to go to different programs and their body types are going to change and they're going to play different positions. So the more positions they know, the more chance they have of playing later in life.
We just kept winning games and that bring our confidence up a lot.
Of course, winning always helps, but sometimes you can't win. Sometimes losing's not a bad thing because it actually does pull your team together.
I thought the turning point in our season was the Cowboys game in the middle of the season, game 5. Undefeated team versus undefeated team. And when we lost, I felt it was just as important as winning because we needed to know what it would feel like. So later on in the season, we wouldn't feel as crushed. And I felt that it really pulled our team together mentally because we had that sense of losing and we weren't just, I'm going to win every game, and then all of a sudden when you're 9-0, you lose one and it's like you just left me hanging. So I think it was good that we lost at least one game.
It's over. We gave it a shot. It didn't work for us. Think Monday we're all going to come out and practice a little harder maybe now?
Yes, sir.
Now, is everybody going to show up Monday?
Yes, sir.
Listen, we just got to win 2 more games to make the playoffs. We're going to see them again in the playoffs, but we got to get there now. We got the Colts Wednesday night. It's all over. You know what? We're going to go home, take a nice hot bath, get something to eat, watch some football and baseball or whatever you guys do, and enjoy your families. It's not about winning football games.
There's other things more important than football, and we try to instill that in there. It's great that we're playing football, and it's wonderful, and we love the sport, but there's other things more important, such as your family.
Being a teen mom, you can't do it all by yourself, so you did need the other parents to help you, and they did do that. We had great parent participation this year. I am a person that, wants to stay involved in his activities. I was already out here, so I might as well participate. I might as well be involved. I enjoy organizing the snack list, picking up the T-shirts, organizing the team picnic. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed being out here. I like being at the park. I enjoyed being out here, and I want to be involved in my son's activities, as well as in school or after-school activities. I just want to be a part of that.
We're trying to get them ready for later in life. When you go to high school and that, coaches aren't going to care if you're a good ball player or not. If you don't have the academics, you can't play any sport. There's no, oh, I'll be eligible next quarter. No, it'll be over with. A lot of our kids would bring their homeworks and we make them do it in the stands before practice. They come half dressed with their homework, we put them in the stands, let them do their homework. When they're done with homework, they come out and they can practice. Well, halfway through the season, we were very delighted. I mean, we got out of the gate, we're 5-1. We have 4 games left. We only have to win 1 more game. 6 wins gets us into the playoffs. We felt very comfortable at that time. We were trying to really just to try to tweak our team to make it a little bit better, try to cut down on mistakes.
Give it to me 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, again, 3 times. So good! Yeah!
The part when we came together as a team was in the playoff game when most people thought that we were the underdogs of the Rams because everyone thought they would come back and get us in the playoffs.
We were pretty scared of them because they had the biggest kid in the lead, 125 pounds. He was the limit, and we thought they were going to go all the way this year.
The kids were really into this game. I think they were probably the most focused I've seen them all year long.
And we did everything we needed to do. Blocking was really good, and our defense basically stopped them.
Cordell, who's one of our running backs, he popped a 96-yard run, which started the game off for us. You could just see a smile on his face. I think his dad outran him to the end zone.
It was just non-stop action. I mean, Jashawn making touchdowns, Chris making touchdowns, Rashad making touchdowns, and then the other team coming back and scoring against us, intercepting the ball, kept us on our toes, and it kept us playing our hardest.
We had momentum going. We tried to really work on that momentum. The second half, we played tough defense, tough defense, tough defense.
It was tied 6-6, and I caught the touchdown right in the middle of the defender, and I ran into the touchdown.
They tied the game up 14-14 late in the fourth quarter, and then we got them away from their game plan. They threw a little pass, Rashad intercepted it, went like 20 yards for a touchdown to win the game. But the thing was that after that touchdown, there still was 2.5 minutes left in the game. And that team drove on us all the way to the thing. The last play of the game, which was an exciting part, was a pass play.
They were at the 20-yard line at least with 10 seconds to go with no timeouts.
And when they were on the 1-yard line waiting to catch that ball, I was like, no, it's all over, it's all over. And my heart was going about 1,000 miles a minute, and all of a sudden they dropped the ball, and I was like, we are going to the Super Bowl, and that was the biggest thrill.
And that sealed the game. And I see those kids just explode into joy. I mean, everybody from the sidelines, everybody rushed the field, the kids were jumping. That had to be one of the best games I've seen them ever play. They hung in there, they played tough, they won this game for Travis. They weren't going to let nothing beat them this day.
And so when we beat them, everything was together as a team, and I knew then that we were going to stay together as a team no matter what happened.
If I were talking to parents today, my message would be that every child, no matter what their level of ability, should be encouraged to participate in a sport. And if the sport of their choice is to be in football, give them the opportunity to play the game.
The football experience overall was a great experience. I was apprehensive, however, I think that children need sports. I think it's healthy, the whole camaraderie with the team, and having a coach and having a commitment to come to practice and get exercise. And it was really a wonderful experience.
The wonderful part about this coaching is that you sit there and you watch kids who come out have no idea what's going on. And by the end of the season, they're lining up, they're performing, they're executing plays. You know, those are the things that you look for as a coach, is like the improvement from not only the team, but from individual to individual.
Part of the experience was making new friends, and well, it's just good to have a lot of friends, and especially in a sport you love so much.